Welcome back to ABC General Hospital channel. Today, we have an electrifying discussion about one of the most dramatic storylines unfolding in Port Charles, Jason Morgan's unexpected role in Sasha's pregnancy. Could he actually step up and claim paternity, even when the baby is supposedly Michael's? It's a question that has sent fans into a frenzy, and the theories are endless. From shocking confessions to heated debates, we're diving deep into every angle of this storyline, uncovering fan reactions, potential plot twists, and the underlying motives that could drive Jason to make one of the most unpredictable choices of his life. If you love speculation, drama, and explosive twists, buckle up, this is going to be a wild ride. The bombshell announcement that rocked Port Charles Sasha's pregnancy reveal was anything but ordinary. In a move that stunned nearly everyone, she decided to drop the news in a setting that was as public as it was unexpected. Whether due to shock, nerves, or a subconscious cry for help, she spilled the details in front of an audience that included both friends and professional acquaintances. Tracy was the first to react, her expression oscillating between disbelief and concern. Given the high-stakes drama that often unfolds in Port Charles, one might assume that the citizens have become desensitized to shocking news. However, this particular revelation seemed to hit differently. Sasha wasn't just announcing a pregnancy, she was unveiling a complicated entanglement that had the potential to upend relationships, destroy reputations, and set off a chain reaction of secrets and lies. It wasn't long before Jason Morgan entered the scene, his presence alone shifting the tension in the air. As someone who rarely allows emotions to dictate his actions, his immediate inquiry into the situation signaled that this revelation had personal implications for him. His first question? Did Michael know? The weight of that question hung in the air, not just for Sasha but for everyone who witnessed the exchange. What was Jason's true concern? Was he worried about how Michael would handle the situation, or was he contemplating his own role in the unfolding drama? Jason Morgan, protector, opportunist, or something else? Jason has long been regarded as a man of unwavering loyalty, a figure who operates within his own moral code, even when that code contradicts societal norms. So, the question remains, why would he, of all people, consider claiming Sasha's child as his own? Some fans argue that Jason's actions are rooted in a deep-seated protective instinct. He has always been someone who steps in when others cannot, whether it's cleaning up a mess, defending the vulnerable, or making difficult choices that no one else dares to make. If Sasha is unwilling or unable to navigate this storm alone, perhaps Jason sees himself as the only person who can provide stability. However, there's another, darker theory circulating among viewers. Could Jason be acting out of self-interest? Some speculate that he might be attempting to control the narrative, particularly if the truth about the baby's paternity could damage his own alliances or relationships. There's also the possibility that Jason's involvement is less about strategy and more about redemption. Could this be his way of making amends for past mistakes, stepping up in a situation where he believes he failed before? If so, what or who is he really trying to atone for? Fan theories. The internet reacts to the chaos as expected. The internet has erupted with passionate takes on every possible outcome of this storyline. Some fans believe they see the plotline unfolding in an eerily familiar way. One recurring comment reads, "I see exactly where they're going with this. Sasha is pregnant with Michael's baby, but Jason is going to step up and claim paternity. Then Emma will figure out the truth and spill the beans to Joss and Carly, setting up a repeat of a decades-old storyline. Rinse, repeat, drama ensues." If history is truly repeating itself, then the secrets surrounding this baby's true paternity won't stay buried for long. The very nature of Port Charles ensures that truth always has a way of surfacing, usually at the most inconvenient and dramatic moment possible. Another viewpoint gaining traction is the criticism of Jason's perceived hypocrisy. One frustrated viewer wrote, "If Sasha keeps saying the father isn't going to be involved, Jason's willingness to step in only makes him look worse. He cares about his reputation, but this entire situation is going to paint him as an even more problematic figure. If he's trying to protect himself, this is the worst possible way to do it." Despite the skepticism, some fans are intrigued by the chemistry between Jason and Sasha. Could this storyline be paving the way for an unexpected romance? Jason and Sasha, a romance no one saw coming? At first glance, the idea of Jason and Sasha as a couple seems unlikely and, for some, borderline uncomfortable. There is a notable age gap, and Jason's history doesn't exactly align with Sasha's world. However, stranger things have happened in Port Charles. Could this pregnancy drama inadvertently push them closer together? Jason has always been drawn to women in crisis, and Sasha, whether she admits it or not, is currently in the midst of one of the most turbulent moments of her life. If Jason claims paternity, even for protective reasons, it could create a situation where the two develop an unexpected bond. Would a relationship between them be genuine, or would it be an arrangement built on necessity and convenience? And if they did grow close, how would Michael react to his child being raised by another man, especially Jason, who has already played a crucial role in his past? The romantic angle is speculative at best, but if General Hospital has taught us anything, it's that love often blooms in the most unexpected places. Next, we're diving into a dramatic turning point in Port Charles, one that could redefine the futures of some of its most legendary figures. Could this finally be the moment when Jason Morgan and Sonny Corinthos step away from the mob for good? It's a question that has lingered in the minds of General Hospital fans for years, and now, with their lives hanging in the balance, both men must decide where their loyalties truly lie. Change is inevitable, and Port Charles is in the middle of a major shift. The underworld is no longer what it used to be. New players have emerged, old alliances have crumbled, and the very foundation of the Corinthos empire is on shaky ground. More importantly, Sonny's health is failing, and Jason is struggling to find a path that doesn't lead him further into the darkness. But what if there was another way? What if Jason could use his skills for something greater? What if Sonny's departure from the mob didn't mean the end of his influence, but rather the beginning of a new legacy? Today, we break down the possibilities and explore whether this is truly the end of an era or just the start of a new chapter. Jason Morgan, a man at a crossroads. For years, Jason has been the enforcer, the muscle, and, at times, the very backbone of Sonny Corinthos' criminal empire. His loyalty has never wavered, and his sense of duty is unmatched. But recent events have shaken him to his core. The fire at Sonny's penthouse, Michael's suffering, and the looming threats to those he loves have made him question everything. Jason has always been willing to take a bullet for the people he cares about, but he's starting to realize that his very presence in their lives might be more dangerous than the enemies who come after him. Danny, his son, deserves a father who isn't constantly looking over his shoulder. Sam has tried to build a future for their child, and though Jason wants to be there for Danny, he knows that as long as he's tied to Sonny, he'll always be putting his son in danger. This realization has led to one of the biggest decisions of his life. When Sonny offered him the empire, the symbolic passing of the torch, Jason said no. It wasn't an easy decision. For years, his identity has been intertwined with the organization, and stepping away means stepping into the unknown. But Jason knows that, deep down, this world isn't sustainable. He's seen what it does to people, how it destroys families, friendships, and lives. Now, the question remains, if Jason isn't Sonny's enforcer anymore, then who is he? What does a man like Jason Morgan do when he's no longer the right-hand man of Port Charles's most powerful crime boss? Brendan's offer, could the WSB be Jason's future? One possibility is that Jason could trade one high-stakes life for another. Brennan, the head of the World Security Bureau, WSB, has already extended an invitation to Jason, offering him a position in an organization that operates on a global scale. The WSB is involved in counter-terrorism, covert missions, and intelligence gathering, essentially the same skills Jason has spent his entire life perfecting, but this time, he'd be working on the right side of the law. Initially, Jason declined. He doesn't trust Brennan, and for good reason. The WSB has a murky history, full of double crosses and hidden agendas. Jason isn't the type to put his fate in the hands of a bureaucratic agency with its own secret motives. But after the recent fire, after seeing Michael suffer and realizing that revenge isn't always the answer, could Jason have a change of heart? The WSB offers something the mob never could: legitimacy. If he joined, he wouldn't just be protecting Sonny, Carly, and his immediate circle. He'd be protecting the world from real threats. It would allow him to use his skills in combat, strategy, and intelligence for a greater cause. And, for the first time in his life, he wouldn't have to look over his shoulder wondering when the next attack would come. But can he really walk away from everything he's ever known? Can he embrace the idea of working within the law when he's spent his entire life operating outside of it? More importantly, can he trust Brennan enough to make that leap? A surprising ally: Jason and Anna's new mission. One of the most unexpected relationships to emerge in recent months is Jason's alliance with Anna Devane. The former mob enforcer and the former spy have found themselves working together more often than anyone could have predicted. Anna sees something in Jason, something beyond the hardened exterior and the violent past. She knows that he's capable of more. She's also aware that, despite his reputation, Jason has always had a strict code. He doesn't kill for sport. He protects the people he loves. He's loyal to a fault. These are qualities that make him a perfect candidate for something bigger. Right now, Anna needs Jason's help in bringing down Sidwell, a powerful and elusive criminal mastermind with deep connections to Port Charles. She's been after him for a long time, but Sidwell always seems to slip through the cracks. Jason has a personal stake in this. He believes Sidwell may be the one behind the attack on Sonny's penthouse. His initial instinct was to go after Sidwell with full force, but Anna stopped him. She reminded him that acting on impulse could cost more lives that they might not be able to save. Now, Jason has a choice. Does he walk away from this, or does he partner with Anna to finally bring Sidwell to justice? Sonny Corinthos, a king without a throne. While Jason is grappling with his future, Sonny Corinthos is facing his own mortality. For years, Sonny has been the undisputed king of Port Charles, but even kings eventually fall. His empire isn't just under attack from outside forces, his own body is betraying him. Sonny's health has taken a sharp decline. His heart condition has forced him to seek treatment in Los Angeles, far from the city he has spent his life ruling. The reality is setting in: he may not be able to keep his grip on power much longer. He offered the business to Jason, but with Jason refusing, Sonny is left with a massive question: who will take his place? The mob isn't just something you walk away from. If Sonny steps down without a clear successor, it could lead to chaos. Power vacuums don't stay empty for long. For the first time in his life, Sonny is being forced to consider what comes after the mob. Can he truly retire? Can he walk away without leaving his loved ones vulnerable? If he's not the crime boss of Port Charles, then who is he? A new era for Port Charles? The decisions that Jason and Sonny make in the coming months will shape the future of Port Charles forever. Will Jason finally accept Brennan's offer and join the WSB? Can Anna convince him to help take down Sidwell, or will his thirst for vengeance cloud his judgment? And what will happen to Sonny's empire now that he can no longer run it? One thing is clear: change is coming. Port Charles is on the brink of something new, and whether these men like it or not, the world they've known is slipping away. Do you think Jason should join the WSB? Should Sonny step down for good? Next, we're exploring a love story that has captivated fans for years, a story filled with passion, heartbreak, and an uncertain future. Should Dante and Lulu find their way back to each other, or is it time for both of them to move on for good? Port Charles is buzzing with drama, and at the center of it all is Lulu Spencer, who is no longer just awake from her coma. She is running full speed ahead, determined to get what she wants, no matter the cost. But is she chasing something that no longer exists? Her fiery return has reignited old tensions, unresolved feelings, and new conflicts that could shake up her world all over again. A complicated past resurfaces. Dante Falconeri has endured unimaginable pain in the last year. He finally found happiness with Sam McCall, a woman who helped him heal after Lulu fell into her coma. Their relationship was built on trust, respect, and a shared vision for the future, something Dante had struggled to find after his complicated past with Lulu. Their love seemed unbreakable, especially after Sam's selfless decision to donate her kidney to Lulu. But just when it seemed like Dante had finally moved on, tragedy struck. Sam was murdered by Cyrus Renault, leaving Dante devastated and heartbroken. Now, as Lulu makes her grand return, it's not the romantic reunion some fans might have expected. Instead of rekindling their love, Dante sees Lulu as impulsive, reckless, and focused solely on one thing: getting her daughter Charlotte back. He barely recognizes the woman he once loved, and it's making him question whether they still have anything left between them. Dante has changed, has Lulu? The Dante Falconeri who once fought for Lulu's love is not the same man she left behind. After years of heartbreak, betrayal, and painful separations, Dante has grown. He's no longer just the impulsive, passionate young man who fought for their love. He's a dedicated father, a responsible detective, and a man who knows what he wants in life. Lulu, on the other hand, is acting like a completely different person: erratic, argumentative, and seemingly unconcerned with the fact that her son Rocco has suffered without her. She's picking fights all over town, traveling across the world on reckless missions, and refusing to slow down long enough to acknowledge the emotional toll her absence has taken on the people who love her. For Dante, this isn't the Lulu he remembers. She's chasing after a past that may no longer exist, while he's trying to move forward. He loved her once deeply, painfully, and completely, but is that love still enough? Or is it simply a relic of a life that no longer fits who they've become? The Rocco dilemma: if there's one thing that still connects Dante and Lulu, it's their son, Rocco Falconeri. Rocco has been through so much. His mother was gone for years, his father started a new life with Sam, and just when things seemed stable, everything fell apart again. Now, Lulu is back, but instead of prioritizing him, she's obsessed with tracking down Charlotte. Dante has been patient. He understands that Lulu has been through a lot, but he's starting to lose faith in her ability to be the mother Rocco needs right now. She's acting on impulse, ignoring his needs, and refusing to acknowledge that he is struggling with her return. Can Dante really put his son through more heartbreak by taking another chance on Lulu? Or is it time for both of them to accept that their love story is over? A twist that changes everything: is Gio Dante's son? Just when it seemed like Dante and Lulu's future was complicated enough, a shocking revelation is about to make things even messier. Rumors are swirling that Gio may actually be Dante's biological son. Years ago, long before his complicated love story with Lulu, Dante had a youthful romance with Brooke Lynn Quartermaine. At the time, neither of them realized what their relationship had left behind, but now, the truth might finally come to light. If Gio really is Dante's son, it will change everything. Not only will Dante have to grapple with the reality of having another child he never knew about, but Lulu will also have to come to terms with the fact that she will always be tied to Brooke Lynn, a woman she has never gotten along with. This revelation would add even more strain to an already fragile relationship. Can Dante and Lulu overcome this, or will it push them even further apart? Lulu and Dante, a love story that may have run its course for years. Fans have rooted for Dante and Lulu. They've survived breakups, separations, divorces, and betrayals, but is this the challenge that finally proves they're better off apart? There's no denying that when they were good, they were incredible together. Their love story was filled with passion, adventure, and devotion. But they have changed. Lulu is still chasing the past, while Dante is focused on the future. If they were to reunite, would it be because they're truly meant to be together, or simply because they don't know how to let go? What's next? Lulu is back in Port Charles, but does she still have a place in Dante's life? Should Dante give their love another chance, or has too much changed between them? Is Lulu's impulsiveness a sign that she's not ready for the life Dante wants? Will the revelation about Gio push them even further apart? One thing is for sure: Port Charles is in for a whirlwind of emotions, surprises, and heartbreak. What do you think? Should Dante and Lulu reunite, or is it time for them to move on? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to stay tuned for more drama and excitement from ABC General Hospital channel.